Viewers all over the world, lovers of music TV, I welcome you all to today's section of Philosophy and Life. It's your favorite host, Achom Udichukwu. Here with us today is an Eze-Ana evangelist. Welcome to the program, sir.
Well done.
Please introduce yourself.
My names are Ogwefi Eze-Ana Ugochi Tubel Orifite. I call me Akajugo. I'm an ancient high priest. I'm a priest in charge of Ugochi Tubel Temple and the Ordinary Restoration Evangelical Mission. Thank you.
In Igbo belief, how can one protect themselves from negative unseen forces?
Yeah, thank you for that question. We can actually protect ourselves from negative unseen forces by living an upright life. Make sure you are not witch hunting anybody. Keeping your thought pure. Keep longing for what is noble. Because once you keep your thought pure, you always attract good spirits. They will form rings of light to protect you. Because cleanliness is next to godliness. But once you fill your heart with filth, they will have a way of attracting similar energy. And once they attract similar energy, your spiritual environment is already contaminated. And at the same time, they will attract negative unseen forces. Thank you.
How do unseen forces influence decision making in Igbo spirituality?
Yeah, unseen forces has a way of influencing our decisions because we are spirits, germs. So we have a lot in common with the spirits. Though the fact that we are still in the land of the living, we might not see them with our physical eyes. However, spiritually, our spirits connect with them. But the type of spirits, unseen forces that will always visit you depends on the aura, spiritual vibration you radiate. So if you are radiating grace, you will be attracting the purest spirit and they will always influence your life, your attitude towards creation, everything you do. But if you radiate negativity, definitely you always attract negative beings and they will always corrupt your environment because whatever you sow is what you reap. If you sow uprightness, you attract upright spirits. If you sow darkness in creation, you will attract dark souls and dark spirits. Thank you.
How does Igbo spirituality advise handling envy or jealousy that comes from comparing?
Thank you for that question. Igbo spirituality actually advises us not to be comparing ourselves with others. Chiawood onye na chie Sochima, all these names will trace the point that we all have different destiny. We call it akaraka. Envy and jealous is born out of unnecessary comparison. Mana Igbo spirituality gwara anyị na onye buru chi ụzọ gbagbuo onwe ya n'ọsọ, meaning ị nwere ike ime ihe esiro n'akara aka gị, ọgaranya si na chi agbaka bụ mbọ bụ ego nri. So Igbo spirituality na-agwa anyị ka anyị mụta ime nwanne mara na igwe bụ ike and ka anyị malụ na onwero there is no competition in destiny. By so doing, you understand perfectly that every human spirit here on earth has destiny. We should always focus on our calling here on earth in order to make meaningful impact. Thank you.
In Igbo tradition, what practices help focus on one's path instead of comparing to others?
Thank you for that question. For you to remain focused, stop comparison, unnecessary comparison, and focus on your mission here on earth is when you understand that chi na-edu onye na akara aka onye dị iche from onye to onye. It will help you to focus na ihe akara aka gị kwuru. Mana ọ bụrụ na ịhapụ ihe akara aka gị kwuru na-ele anya ihe na-eme na ndụ onye ọzọ, ị ma chịkọtawa onwe gị. So ka gị nwee ike chịkọta onwe gị, ị na-edere ịmụtagoro onwe gị, mara nsọ chi gị, mara ihe chi gị na-asọ, mara iwu agwụ gị na iwu chi gị. Then ọ ihe ndị a ga-abụ checkmating factor so that you will not backslide. Thank you.
How do ancestors hold individuals accountable for actions in Igbo spiritual beliefs?
Thank you for that question. Our ancestors do hold us accountable for our actions and inactions. We are the representatives of our ancestors. People do fail today because of negligence. Our ancestors are like our eyes in the spiritual realms. And whenever you sin against your ancestors, there must be repercussion for it. The perfection of human spirit here on earth is to become a worthy ancestors. And whenever we decide not to live according to set rules by the ancestors, then there are going to be a serious consequence for not doing the right thing. It can come in many forms, but surely the consequences must come for any actions or inactions. Thank you.
What role does Ani, the earth goddess, play in spiritual accountability?
The goddess of earth, the goddess Ana, is the mother of them all. In Igbo spirituality, we do call it Anabisimmo, meaning Ana is the mother of them all. That is why in Igbo tradition, once you commit dastardly act, abomination, they will say that you must go to Ajani for cleansing, because they believe that whenever you commit those abominable acts, that you have already sinned against the earth goddess. Sometimes we hear a word like Ana na Huoku, and once the land is hot, it becomes unbearable to the inhabitants. Ana ginu ana dina mma onya ga-eme na ihe ọbụla itinyere n'ana will be multiplied because you are in favor with the land. That is why I gwara ndị Jew na Bible sị ha na aga m eduga unu na promised land, ana m kwere unu na nkwa. The land filled with milk and honey. Whenever a nation sin against the land, sin against the Chukwu, he used Ana to punish them. He said there will be great famine in the land, meaning a ga-enwe okwu ọnwụ na ihe ụkọ, ihe a kọrọ n'ubi ama eme, so that hunger will wire people, because if there is no food, it affects everybody, both the big and hard. So in Igbo spirituality encourages us to always be on the good side of Ana. Onya but I say nsọ Ana, what the land forbids. So I can assure you, but because once you are in good book with the earth goddess, the land will bless you. Even the land where you travel far distance, maybe you went abroad, try as much as possible to keep whatever that is norms there. Avoid abomination, that is whatever they declare as abomination on their land. Avoid it. Because once you desecrate their land, believe in me, the land will do you everything as a punishment for desecrating the land that welcomed you. So if you need blessings, make sure you avoid all those abominable acts. Those things that I want again. So avoid them. And if you are at peace with the land, believe in me, you will always absorb the land current and vibrations. Oh, yeah, but I even done. Now, other than I now, all over I buy food, I borrow to absorb the vibration. Thank you.
How does comparing oneself with others affect one's chi?
Comparing yourself with others has negative effect to your spiritual guide, we known and called chi. Because comparing yourself with others simply means that you are looking down on their chi, probably feeling that your chi is incapable of taking good care of you. It's an indictment. One Igbo adage says, and I quote, "Onye buru chi ụzọ gbagbuo onwe ya n'ọsọ," meaning once you are ahead of your chi, you will run and suffer tire. You should always learn how to allow your chi ụzọ, allow your chi to lead the way, then you follow. By so doing, your chi will always be there to remove all the troubles, negativity on your path. But if you decide not to, or feel that your chi is not active because you are comparing yourself with the other, chi would, the spiritual guide differ and our destiny differs. But once you treat your chi and neglect your chi because you are comparing, your chi will abandon you and you will be in terrible situation. Thank you.
Is the Bible's God the same as Chukwu of Africa?
Thank you for that question. The Bible God is not the same with African Chukwu. We Africans,
Sir, take it from
African,
no, from beginning.
hmm?
From beginning.
Begin.
Okay.
Let's go.
The Bible God and the Chukwu Okike, the God of Africa, is not the same. The Bible God is so wicked. He sucked blood. He mandated nation to go to war against nation. He mandates people to sacrifice their children to him. That Bible God, I can tell you that is deceit. That Bible God is not the Alpha and Omega, the creator of the entire universe. That Bible God is man-made gods. It interests you to know that the Jewish people has over 1,000 gods. The Roman people have over 2,000 gods. So whatever you see in the Bible, Elohim, Jehovah, Lord, God, they are referring to deities. Like I told you before, if you have not read my book, Man Know Thyself, not missing. Because in that particular work, I explained that we Africans are the first child of God. Yes, we Africans worship Chukwu, the Almighty Father, whom loves all. He doesn't instigate war. Our Chukwu never asks us to sacrifice human being to him because he understands that life is sacred. We in Africa, If for anything you commit murder, you go and do what we call cleanse and equal, because we understand that blood is thicker than water. So our Chukwu in Africa never asked us to sacrifice any human being. But look at what happened to Japhet. When he went to war against the mob, a nation called mob then. He went to their God. He went to their Jehovah. And they promised Jehovah that if he helped him to defeat the people of Moab, that on arrival, his household member that came out first to welcome him, that he's going to sacrifice the person. That is how he sacrificed his virgin daughter. Go to this 1 Samuel 29 verse 19, or also go to 2 Samuel 24 1 to 16. You will quite agree with me. We Africans worship Chukwu Okike Pụrụ Ime Ihe Niile, whom never asked us for any human blood sacrifice. The highest we sacrifice is animals, and it's not for him, it's for the elemental beings in Nigeria, in order to build personal relations. So, but the Bible God is a murderer, one that will instigate a town, go and kill other people for what? So I can tell you that work called Bible is distorted work created by the Oyibos in order to manipulate others. So we Africans that Chukwu Okike Pụrụ Ime Ihe Niile I'm talking about never ask us for human sacrifice. So if there is anybody that is sacrificing anything human, the person need to be dealt with by law. Thank you.
What does Bible cross means?
Thank you for that question. The symbol of Bible cross. Bible cross is just signifies suffering. In Jewish land, that cross of suffering is cross they used to crucify whoever that committed dastardly acts, whoever that committed that abomination. That is the most shameful death according to their tradition. You know the cross I'm talking about, the one they call crucifix. The one that's one leg, the leg is taller than the arms. Yes. If you go to Catholic churches, you will see them call it crucifix. Then there's another cross. Sometimes you go to Anglican church, you will see the same cross without image on it. It says see crucifix. That cross is not cross of salvation. That is cross of suffering. So if you are wearing those cross of suffering, you are attracting suffering unto yourself. However, there is other form of cross, but I will tell you another cross that is similar to what we believe in Africa. We believe in 4 cardinal points, equal 4 cardinal points. There is a cross again called cross of equal arms. Is the up, the down, the sideways are equal. You always see the cross used by the Great Message people. It symbolizes the 4 cardinal points, east, west, north, and south, which Igbo spirituality believe in. So avoid those cross of on the cross of the Bible, because that cross is cross of suffering, cross of sufferness, bitterness, agony, and pain. Thank you.
Why does the Bible God approve war between nations?
That Bible God is false God, because Chukwu Okike Pụrụ Ime Ihe Niile, this one I'm talking about, is the Almighty Father, the creator of the whole universe, created we human being equal. Tell me a good father that will instigate his son against his son. Instead, it's better to make peace among his sons. So I can tell you that that Bible God is a fabricated God. It's an idol. Because Chukwu Okike cannot benefit from seeing his children committing murder, killing themselves. That is why I quoted the other quotation I gave to you, First Samuel chapter 29, verse 9. I quoted another place, Second Samuel 24, 1 to 16. Go and read it. You will see that the Bible God committed dastardly act, giving some unnecessary favor to some people. And I can tell you, that Bible God is talking about the Abuchi Nkekuru. I can tell you, this is not the Almighty Father they are talking about. How can I be jealous of my remnant? People that are subordinates, my people that are working for me. How can I be, for something I created? What do you have on earth that will make God to be jealous? Can you imagine? So, the supreme God I'm talking about, he created everything. Everything comes from him. He has everything in abundance. Why must he be jealous? So I can tell you that their God they are talking about is the deity, because they have thousands of deities. So when they came here for missionary, they thought we and them are on the same page. They condemn our own deity, forgetting that our own deity is in that Jerun Kechu. So what they have in the Bible is distorted word. Thank you.
Why does the Bible God approve human sacrifice?
Yeah, the Bible God approve human sacrifice, like I told you before, because he is not authentic God. He's not the Chukwu Kapurimi Henine, in whom everything started from. The Bible God is deities. Like you see Yahweh. Yes, you see some areas they twisted everything. In the Bible, their Bible, they did not demarcate where their deities and everything is talking. The real Chukwu Kapurimi Henine cannot say, "Thou shalt not kill," and he say permit you to go and kill. That is approved. But it's contradictory now. Chukwu Kapurimi, whom gave us, we the traditionalists, the Igbos, the 10 commandments from Okike. The commandment does not start during the time of Moses. It has been a commandment from time immemorial. Yes, Moses only take it up again to teach his Jewish people. So Chukwu said, "Thou shalt not commit murder. Thou shalt not kill." Cannot come around and say, "Go and fire the people of Moab and he let everybody there in." He can't, because it's not author of confusion. But the Bible God is the author of confusion. Thank you.
Are you in support of colonial masters paying compensation and restitution to Africans for slavery crime?
Yes, all over the news we heard what happened. That I praise Ghanaian president for that giant move. He wrote to United Nations demanding for apologies from our colonial masters. There was a time these colonial masters, the Oyibos, invaded Africa. They took what made us tick. They made away with our strong men, our fathers and women, forcefully. Some of them was tortured to death. Some of them was abused, sexually and otherwise. Yes, they were forced into forced labor and rubber plantations and everything. You see these Negroes all over the world. They committed dastardly act against the black race, we Africans. So I praise that Ghana president for taking it upon himself in favor of all the 53 countries of Africa. So I have been calling for this since the last 5 years, that Africa should be demanding for restitution, reparation, apologies, and compensation, monetary compensation. That some African countries are suffering today is as a result of negligence. And see, today, some of these colonial masters is still colonizing our African nations to date, indirectly, because they would like to put their stodge as president. So What I'm saying is that they will never know peace until they do confirm reparation. They should return all our artifacts. They should return all the monuments. Yes, they should pay us compensation for crime committed. Now, I'm very happy that United Nations has accepted that the crime of slavery is the highest crime against mankind and against Africans. So, I pray for more blessing upon the Mr. President of Ghana for taking it upon himself on behalf of Africans. And it's only when they do the reparation and the apology and all that that the spirit of our forefathers will be at peace. If not, they will never know peace. Thank you.
Viewers all over the world, we've come to the end in today's section of philosophy and life. If you have any questions based on today's teachings, kindly drop it in the comment section or DM Ubuefi Eze-Ana on his WhatsApp number showing on your screen. For inquiries on deep consultation, that's AFA, you can still DM him on that same number. Ubuefi, it's nice having you here today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
But before we go, is there any advice for our viewers?
Yeah, viewers all over the world, keep following us, keep sharing our messages, keep joining our administrations. Run away from anything abomination. Live an upright life. Work hard, honestly. Believe in me. What you deserve must always locate you. In the name of the Most High, let us be universe. Thank you.